Hey guys, welcome to the videos where I talk about all things domestic discipline and power differential relationships. So in today's video, I want to go through our punishment system, our spanking system, because somebody asked, what does a spanking look like start to finish? So I'm going to quickly go through the different types of spankings that we use in our relationship and go through the process start to finish of what a spanking looks like. First and foremost, Kodo created all of these systems. He decided what would be best. He decided the order of the implements. He's decided the times. So he does have the authority to change things in the moment. However, Kodo really does find value in preemptively making these decisions so that when it's time to offer accountability, he can lean into the decisions that he has already made and kind of just enact the systems that he's created. So even though he has the authority to change what the structure looks like, it is very, very typical that if I've earned a spanking or if I'm getting a spanking, that it is going to follow the structures that I lay out in this video. If you have been a listener of the podcast for any length of time, you can go back and you can see how our punishment structures have changed over time. And that's because we are always looking to find what works best. And I feel like the system we have now is yielding so much success and so many good results that I don't think that we are going to need to change anything anytime soon. We use a combination of a leather paddle as well as a few different types of wooden paddles and a cane and a loop. Those are pretty much all of the implements that are in our current rotation of things that Kodo will pull from typically. Of course, we have other implements available, but these are the ones that are in our current system, and these are the ones that he gravitates towards right now. So the first type of spanking that we use is maintenance, and maintenance is 45 seconds on each side. So the order of implements for maintenance is the leather paddle, the rosewood paddle, the ruler style paddle, the cane, the loop, and then I call it our oval paddle just because the shape is more of an oval than anything else we have. I think it would be considered a hairbrush style paddle, and that is what he ends with. For correction, corrections are short spankings. They're only 5 minutes long, and he starts every correction with 1.5 minutes on each side with the leather paddle, and then he chooses any of the other implements that he wants to do 1 minute on each side. Extended corrections start the same way, 1.5 minutes on each side with the leather paddle, and then he chooses whatever implements he wants to do 3 additional rounds of 1 minute each. So it's 9 minutes of spanking total, 1.5 minutes on each side with the leather paddle, and then 1 minute with 3 additional implements. Any combination he chooses, he can repeat the implements, he can use the same implement for all 3 additional rounds. That is completely his choice in those moments. Punishment is 1.5 minutes on each side with each of the 6 implements. Again, in the same order as maintenance, typically, where it goes the leather paddle and then the rosewood paddle, the ruler style paddle, the cane, the loop, and then the hairbrush paddle. So extended punishments go through the same structure as a punishment, but instead of 1.5 minutes, it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds on each side. So it is significantly longer. And then the last punishment that technically is a part of our system, but I would have to do something pretty egregious to earn this, is a double punishment, and that would be 3 minutes on each side with each implement, and it follows, again, the same structure as a punishment or an extended punishment. It follows the same order of implements. That is a very long spanking. That is a very long time, and that is a lot to take. So I would have to do something pretty serious to earn that. So what does a punishment look like start to finish? Anytime I've earned a spanking, we pretty much go through the sequence, but I'm going to go through what happens during punishment. So first and foremost, Kodo would let me know that I've earned a punishment and when to expect that to be taken care of. Typically for punishments, we wait till the end of the night during our check-in, so he would just let me know that I've earned a punishment and that I will be punished during check-in. Most of the time, I know exactly why I'm being punished. It's already been established, but if I have any question about why I'm being punished, I can ask him what my punishment is for so that I can start to mentally prepare myself to accept the punishment. So when it is time, Kodo typically comes out to the studio about 20 minutes before the planned time for me to be out here. He will turn on the air conditioner, make sure that the climate of the studio is comfortable for both of us. And he will go ahead and set up the implements that he plans to use. He will also make sure that our timer is set and ready to go, and he will put up a sound machine because that is something that we use just to make sure that we're not going to be overheard by anyone outside of our space. And so once he gets all that set up, he will take some time to reflect on what he wants to lecture about and make sure that he has the words that he wants to use in the forefront of his mind. While he is doing this, I am inside and I am typically thinking through the order of events that happened and trying to really reflect on my behavior so that I can be prepared to accept responsibility and accept the punishment. So when I come out to the studio, I will typically start by taking off my bottoms, and then Coda will instruct me to kneel. While I'm kneeling, he lectures me. He makes sure that I understand exactly why my behavior was unacceptable and why I'm being punished. I typically am allowed to answer with yes sir or no sir, whatever is appropriate during his lectures, and nothing else. Typically, I am not to say anything else unless he prompts a question, but he's really gotten out of the habit of that because any type of conversation beyond yes sir or no sir tends to derail the process for us. So he keeps his lectures very direct, very concise, and does not allow conversations to divulge. So once his lecture is done, he'll instruct me to get into position. He will turn on our sound machine. He will get the implement that he is going to start with and turn on our timer. The timer has a cycle that we have set for each type of spanking. So for punishments, it will cycle through a minute and a half. It will have a chime to let him know that that minute and a half is done. There's a 30-second break for him to get into position on the other side. And it also allows me to get water, blow my nose, or just take a moment to slow my breathing in between sets, basically. And so it goes through that whole process. The timer cycles through, we have 6 implements times 2 sides, so it cycles through 12 rounds of a minute and a half with a 30-second break in between each minute and a half. And once it is done, once the timer's done, it automatically shuts off, and he will turn off our sound machine. He will come over and just touch my back. Typically, he'll rub my back and tell me that I am allowed to get out of position when I am ready. 9 times out of 10, I immediately get out of position and we embrace. I hug him. He lets me calm down. I cry. I will immediately ask for forgiveness. Typically, I say I'm sorry, and he'll say, "What are you sorry for?" And that is my time to affirm that I understand why I was spanked. I understand my responsibility. He will extend his forgiveness to me, and I will affirm that I will not do that again, and I will make better choices next time. He will ask me, what are you going to do next time? And I will basically go through what I should have done to avoid making that mistake, either, violating the rule or going against his authority or disrespecting him. Whatever I did to earn that spanking, I will go through what I should have done instead. And then he just hugs me, and we and until I'm completely calmed down, and then we just sit and talk for a little while until I am ready, fully ready to go back inside. And so that is our start to finish. That is how spankings go. Punishments that process takes a little bit longer. Corrections, the process is not as long. And so yeah, that is basically our system now, and it works really well. It yields really good results, and we are seeing so much success with it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give the video a like. Let me know what you think down below, and we will talk to you next time.